All right, this is huge breaking news that's just coming in on the Sunanda Tharoor case. Subramanium Swamy, BJP leader, has written to the Prime Minister seeking a CBI probe into this matter because he says that the Sunanda death could be linked to IPL money laundering row. Let's talk to Bhupendra Chaubey, our National Affairs Editor, for more on this. Bhupendra, on what basis is he making this allegation that there could be... All right, Subramanium Swamy, I believe, is on the phone line with us. Sir, on what basis are you making the allegation that there could be an IPL money laundering row involved in her death?
Well, she has told so many people herself that she is going to make it all, speak out all about it. And she said she was going to hold a press conference, and she died mysteriously before she could hold the press conference. There's no doubt that there was a scandal on that Cochin franchise, and I don't think the kind of money that came in here could be their money. So it had to be somebody else's. And she had been speaking about this, and we know that on this IPL, Dubai and so on, the son-in-law of Miss Sonia Gandhi was very active.
Now, Dr. Swamy, Bhupendra, sir, you made two important points. You say that Sunanda Pushkar died because she knew too much. You say that Sunanda Tharoor had been openly speaking about it. Now, on both these factors, sir, how do you know that Sunanda Pushkar knew a lot? How do you know that she had been talking a lot about this? Because to the best of my memory, I've done enough research on her. I haven't read any quote from her, an official quote or an official interview where she would have said something specifically about the IPL Kochi deal, sir. Do you have any evidence? That's my point, sir.
Till the last moment, she had no intention of talking to press people. She talked to various people, and some of them told me, some of them referred to it in a vague way when after she died publicly. And those are the people whom the police ought to have spoken to, but they didn't.
Now I understand, Dr. Swamy, that you've written to the Prime Minister today. Is that correct?
No, not today. I had visited some time ago.
Right.
To saying that there are these corruption cases which I have to pursue because I'm already in the court on that, and whether he had any do's and don'ts. And he said, no, the corruption cases must be pursued to the end, and you know the law.
Right.
So whatever you're doing legally is fine with me.
Right. But let me be very direct with you on this one, sir.
Yeah.
Do you really believe, Dr. Swamy, and I'm saying this with all responsibility, do you really believe that the truth behind Sunanda Tharoor's death hasn't come out, and you really believe that there is something that Dr. Shashi Tharoor knows that the country doesn't know about her death?
Yeah, Shashi Tharoor definitely, in my opinion, knows who killed her. But he didn't kill her.
You are very clear that this was a case of murder, this was not a case of suicide?
Absolutely. It was a planned murder by professionals.
And you're also saying that it's not, on the basis of whatever information you may have accessed, you believe that it's not as if that Dr. Shashi Tharoor is someone who perhaps is under the scanner here?
Well, he's scanner because he's accessory after the fact and perhaps even accessory before the fact. And that's a crime by itself. But he didn't do the murder.
He didn't do the murder, but he knew about the murder. Is that your allegation, sir?
Yeah, he knew either who did it after the murder or he knew it that this could lead to murder, what Sunanda was speaking around.
But may I again very humbly ask you then, Dr. Swamy, then on what basis do you come up with all these conclusions, sir? Do you have any evidence? I mean, you're not Sherlock Holmes, I'm not the police, so how are you coming up with all these conclusions, sir?
I'm not Sherlock Holmes, you're not Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
And this is a question you ask me every time, whether it's a 2G or National Herald, any matter I bring out, you ask, and then later on when it gets confirmed in court, you are not the one who to say that we were wrong about Swamy.
So therefore my point is that you have proof. You're right, whether it was 2G
well, I never speak with...
When you had National Herald scam, you had proof. Do you have any proof on this
I had proof, but you didn't say I had proof at that time.
Okay.
And I'm saying to you that I never speak unless I am convinced that the material I have is sufficient to convict somebody in court.
Okay, Subramanium Swamy, thank you so much for joining us and giving us that piece of information. Well, Ananya, Subramanium Swamy has been pursuing this case for some time, and as he pointed out, he'd written a letter earlier also to the Prime Minister. Let's see now what happens, because there are two dimensions to this story. There is, of course, question marks being raised about the timing of the revelations which have been made by the head of the Forensic Sciences at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and then on the other hand, you have now all these questions which are being raised by Subramanium Swamy and many others in the BJP as well.
Bhupen, just a question about the timing of this case again, because this was Sunanda Tharoor died in January. Suddenly, this matter is being revived by the AIMS doctor.
Well, you know, that frankly is the part of the story which really doesn't add up, because on India at Night last night we were looking at precisely this question, and we did have Siddharth Mishra, who happens to be a close associate of Dr. Sudhir Gupta on the program. When I asked him that as a doctor, if Sudhir Gupta knew that there was something more to this entire case in the month of January itself, when this case of death of Sunanda Tharoor was first reported, why did he wait all the way up till April, May? The response was that he wanted to go to court. Now, the fact which has not been answered so far is that, is it not true that Sudhir Gupta in a sense found his hand forced towards the end of April and May when he realized that he was not going to be promoted to the designation that he was angling for? And is it not true that this entire case has been raked up in a sense because Sudhir Gupta was not being given the promotion that he felt he deserved? On that front, I'm afraid there are no clear-cut answers. What you do have is that there is a whole chain of emails and papers and medical reports which have all come out. What really it leads out to, that's something we have to wait and watch out for.
Bhupendra Chaubey, thanks very much for that. As we head into a break, listen in to what Dr. Sudhir Gupta told CNN IBN on this raging controversy.
Not only Sunanda Pushkar case, any post-mortem case which has been finalized by me are totally based on established principle and practice of medicine as per ethical and legal norms. So I never succumbed to any pressure. So the second issue is that who was making pressure on me. So that is a matter of legal investigation as well as administrative issue of AIMS. So I cannot reveal with media. After conducting autopsy and before cremation, I have spoken that it is a case of unnatural death. If anybody was having doubt, they should go for second autopsy.